Guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I'm here with a video that I feel like is probably a little bit overdue. It is how to make your fragrances last and how to make them project. So I feel like I tend to get pretty good performance with, I would say, most of my fragrances, and I feel like sometimes people will comment and say that, you know, a certain fragrance they got poor performance from. Now, let me go ahead and tell you, a lot of times that's going to start with your skin. Your skin might be just drinking up the fragrance as soon as you spray it on. So we're going to start from there and kind of work your way up. Some fragrances aren't particularly good at projecting, so I feel like there's a particular step that I use to make them last and another step that I use to make them project if I feel like, you know, with the first step they're not lasting. Rocky's with us today as usual. I'm gonna try to not let him hit my mic because he does that sometimes. Now, the first thing that you should be doing, and I'm talking about every single day, is making sure that your skin is really hydrated. So what I use on a daily basis, and I buy these from Costco, they're pretty inexpensive, but I had an esthetician tell me before that it was probably the best one out there for my skin. I buy them from Costco because I use this every day, so I go through a lot of it, and it's just like a typical, I use Lubriderm, normal to dry skin, unscented daily moisturizer. And I'm going to tell you, I live in California, it gets kind of dry. In the winter, my skin sometimes needs a little extra boost, and in that situation, I will mix just like a touch of Vaseline cocoa butter jelly in there. And that'll usually do the trick. I don't have to use this that often. It is just on occasion when California is doing its thing where it's just ultra dry. I will also preface it with this. I have sensitive skin, so I tend to be a little bit more cautious with making sure my skin is hydrated all of the time. So this is a good base, and honestly, if you were to just use the Lubriderm or some sort of unscented lotion that is of higher quality, not high price, I'm saying higher quality, just something that works really well with your skin. And of course, your skin could be different. If you have sensitive skin, obviously consult a dermatologist. I am not one. Put something like that on, make sure your skin is hydrated. That's a really good start. Now, after I put on that, sometimes I will use some of these body butters. Now, for the most part, I wear a lot of either fresh scents or woody scents. And when I'm wearing fresh or woody scents, I like to use these particular body butters that I picked up from Dapper. I don't know if you can get something like this anywhere else. If you know of anything, obviously drop it down below. But I use these not daily, but several times a week. He has Molecule 01 and Molecule 02 body butters. So he has fragrance body butters like Fève Delicieuse, stuff like that. You can layer with the actual fragrance if you want to be particular. And he does have a handful of them. But I like Molecule 01 and Molecule 02. These are the ones I use all the time, and these are the ones I burn through. Do I put them everywhere? No, I actually put the Lubriderm on first, and then if I'm going to wear like short sleeves like I am today, I will take a little bit of the body butter and put it over the Lubriderm because it is pretty, you're gonna get a good gleam from it. So just take a little bit, put it over each arm, and then a little bit on your neck, kind of like I just cover this area right here. And that's how the body butters come into play. Now, you could do a lot of other things too, like you could use body creams. I have a couple of favorite body creams. I have coconut is my favorite summer scent, by the way, so I have several that are coconut, but I also have fresh ones like Cool Sage, which is almost empty. And my absolute favorite one that I like to use for the summer is Endless Weekend from Bath & Body Works. But what I'm really trying to say is there's a lot of different scents. You could go in, try a couple body butters, see what you want to do. You can layer them with really similar scents. You can layer them with different scents. You can do whatever you want. However, they're going to hydrate and they're going to boost the performance of your fragrance. So that is one thing you could do. Like this Endless Weekend one, it's like kind of tropical. It literally reminds me of summer. I like to layer it with La Yucca Wam Jazz and Wisp, which also reminds me of summer, which has that like Herba Pura background with a little bit of jasmine and some coconut. It's really, really nice. And actually, my favorite thing to layer with Julia has a gun sunny side up that gets me insanely good performance, by the way, is, I think this one is from Victoria's Secret. Yeah, it's from Pink. It's the cocoa butter, coconut oil, and shea butter mix. This is an amazing combo, personally. They're butters. I prefer body butters to lotions, but again, I still use this pretty much every day because it's an amazing base and it's just easy to do. I even got something for rose fragrances. There's rose water lotion you could pick up from Pink. There are about 1 million options, so I'm just kind of showing you a couple because, you know, you guys have told me that sometimes you have issues with your performance. It happens. It's okay. So I'm giving you a couple different options you can use, and that's like a really good base. Now, if you're getting the good longevity and you're getting good projection after using these body butters and this lotion and stuff like that. Also, I just want to say, lotion, to get good performance, you have to use it every day. Your skin needs to stay hydrated. You can't just use it one time and think it's going to work. It'll help, but your skin is going to basically eat up anything you put on it if it is dehydrated. So make sure you lotion every day. Also, this is just a tip for life. Make sure you lotion every day, especially if you don't want to look older faster. I don't think anybody does, but that's just my little life hack. If I want to make a fragrance project a little bit better and help the performance, in addition to that, which sometimes, you know, some fragrances aren't huge in performance, I will add a little bit of, I have 3 now. One is brand new. I want to talk about that one at the end because it's a little bit different than, it's not just an enhancer. You can actually wear it on its own. So I have 3. If I'm wearing something fresh and clean, even if it doesn't have ambroxan or anything in it, but it has maybe a variation of ambroxan, or it's just a fresh, clean, freshy. I know, that was double. Something like Polo Ultra Blue, and I want it to get a little bit of help. I will normally take my version of ambroxan. It's a little homemade mix. You can make it yourself. I've kind of dropped the links on Instagram, so check out my Instagram. You'll find it right there, and I will layer it, and typically that's more than enough. It'll pop. And if I have something woody, you know, maybe Terre d'Hermes, Eau Intense Vetiver, or really a lot of things, I will layer ISO-E Super, my homemade mix. Again, you could get Molecule 01 or Molecule 02. I opted into making my own mix. If you don't want the hassle, you can pick up Molecule 01 or 02, or you can go to any clone house. It's not very hard to make something with a molecule, so I would pick it up from there. You could pick up the OG too. That's completely fine. I'm just giving you options in case you don't want to blend your own, because sometimes, you know, it's a little bit, for me, it's a little bit messy. Now, the third option, which is the one that I really want to talk about, because this one kind of adds a little flair to the fragrance, and I can use it with my more feminine fragrances, pretty much all of them, I would say. And it kind of helps some of them out. So I have Frequent Flyer from the house of City Rhythm. It's in this cute little golden bottle. And this is a fragrance enhancer, but it's not like a typical, it's not ambroxan, it's not ISO-E Super. It has a lot more going on. It actually has a ton of notes. He actually says it's a multi-purpose amplifier for your fragrances using various materials to affect the lifespan of your fragrance. Now, it's not one molecule, it's actually a lot. And it adds a little complexity, a little flair. I like to layer that with some of my more floral or more feminine fragrances, or actually it doesn't need to be feminine fragrances. It gives pretty much any fragrance a little bit of a pop. So I layer it with Marfa by Memo, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it, but if I want to make it a little fun, a little flirty, I'll throw some Frequent Flyer on there, and it's pretty amazing. I really enjoy that mix. Now, I will layer that with a lot of different things, but the minute I smelled Frequent Flyer, I was like, this is gonna go so well with Marfa. Now, does it go well with a ton of other things? Yes. Does it make them kind of come to life? Yes. And does it make them project and last longer by a pretty big amount? Absolutely. That's why you get things like that. So this one, I think, It changes the fragrance a little bit, and it's just a really good layer if you want to give your fragrance a little extra character, a little extra depth, and obviously a lot of extra performance. That's a really good one. But those are the three that I use. Again, for feminine fragrances specifically, I would do this one just because it's not the same as Ambroxan or ISOE Super, which you can layer with feminine fragrances, but they don't necessarily go as well most of the time. Now, if you want to, that's on you. This is obviously a video of just my opinions, and I thought, hey, let me talk to you guys a little bit about performance and that sort of thing. Like, I don't always want every fragrance to project heavily, but if I do, if I'm having one of those days, this is what I do. Now, the lotions and the body butters is every day. I don't skip that ever because, I don't know, that's just my routine. And obviously the lotion itself, like, I don't want dehydrated skin. No one should ever want dehydrated skin. So that's typically what I use. If you have any questions, let me know or ask me on Instagram. I'm pretty accessible all of the time. If I don't answer your comment here, it's because I didn't get it. So hit me up on Instagram or just comment again and I'll eventually answer you. But most of the time I get the comments and I try to respond to them as quickly as I can. As always, thank you guys for watching. If you have any of your own tips or tricks, drop them down below because people read the comments. Remember to like this video if you liked it, be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop a new video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!